Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awakened Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you're joining live or if you are watching on the replay on YouTube, please do subscribe so you can take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. There's over 500 shows that you can gain wisdom from. And it is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring forward these wonderful speakers who are sharing their wisdom, teachings, experiences, processes, channelings, etc., so that we can all thrive and so that we can all awaken to happiness now. And so today, my dear friend Elisa Pitt is back with us. Sorry, my throat sometimes gives out. Elisa Pitt is back with us, and we're going to be talking about activating your monadic container. And so some of what we're going to discuss today is we're going to talk about Elisa's childhood and how that supported her in her awakening, but it's also a reminder of looking at our childhood and how that is supporting us in our awakening. We're going to talk about what is the monadic container, how do the transmissions that Elisa facilitates, how does that assist us with facilitating Christ consciousness? What are some practices that we can do or use to disentangle from many of the consciousness traps and fear present on the planet today? And what is the role of entities in all this? So that'll be interesting. So we'll talk about that. And also Elisa is going to be offering a channeled activation and transmission with Divine Mother and the Sophia Christ Collective that includes a crystalline DNA activation. She's also going to be doing some live caller questions as well. So you can raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat, I think. That should work. And for those of you who may not know Elisa, she was here with us last season. We loved her, and I was like, oh my God, you have to come back. So Elisa is an ascension guide and co-host of the Soul's Desire podcast. As a teacher of the soul's journey as it relates to universal law and manifestation, Elisa's transmissions create an access point that activates and supports the soul's transition to its original divine blueprint. Through her Christos Architecture, she channels Divine Mother, Hathor, Isis, Shakti, Quan Yin, and other ascended masters to create physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual realignments. Elisa uses her gifts and abilities to assist others in activating their I am presence, embracing unity consciousness, and anchoring in the new earth. So please join me in welcoming Elisa back to the show. Elisa, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for another warm welcome. It's such a pleasure to be back.
I'm so glad you're here. And you know, it's like it's such an interesting time. There's so much going on the planet, but also within our own personal evolution, we're going to say, right? That you know, support is really required at this time, whether it's through teachers and facilitators such as yourself, whether it's through just connecting with our guides, our I am presence, etc. Right? But I think right now, so many of us are going through these challenging times, but also these transitions and awakenings in our lives that we can't always do it alone, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like each one of us are a unique piece to the puzzle, all kind of supporting each other with this beautiful co-creation of ascension and the new earth and, you know, embodiment. So it's a very exciting time.
Yes, it's a very exciting time. So today we're talking about activating your monadic container. So before we talk about what that is, let's quickly talk a little bit about childhood and how our experiences in our childhood are supporting our awakening. And I know for myself, you know, I did not have a great childhood, to be honest, right? And so I just had a session with Elisa just a little while ago, like 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago, something like that. And through that session, even I was totally wiped out. I have to be honest. I don't recall everything that I experienced, except for some things, you know. I was completely out. So it was really quite interesting because I don't normally go out like that. But at one point, I did have a flash of a memory from my childhood. And there were some good points about it, but there were some not so good points about that, even just that one flash, right? And so I know for myself, a lot of the events in my childhood, woundings, I would call them even, have created traumas, you know, in my field, right? Traumas in my experiences, but also they are also helping to be the catalysts for change, catalysts for my expansion and growth and awakening, right?
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like you said that so beautifully. Just highlighting how the experiences that we have in childhood really act as the catalyst for the growth and expansion that we're to experience later on in life. I mean, many of us came in here with these blueprints where we would eventually experience awakening, and we would remember unity consciousness and that expansion, you know, the reuniting with the I am presence. And so many of us here in service to the collective chose to take on really dense experiences in childhood, you know, various levels and degrees, you know, of suffering, because, you know, prior to incarnating, we're looking down upon this planet and we're going, okay, like I can see where I can serve here. I know myself to be united with the I am presence, you know, the source, God consciousness. And I can see how many, like so much of humanity is entangled within the consciousness traps and illusions of the separation matrix. And so when we choose to incarnate in here, it's really out of a place of this divine love, you know, and service to the collective of humanity, to Sophia Gaia, so that we can restore the law of one, you know, Christ consciousness upon the planet once again. And one way that we do that, just a beautifully masterful way that we do that, is by taking on those consciousness traps ourselves. You know, it's by engaging with parents, like many different experiences in childhood where we feel our power has been taken from us, or we weren't allowed to have boundaries, or we were shamed for our authentic expression. We learned to quiet ourselves. And so through the experience of this, and then going through that transitional period of awakening, where we, you know, our heart center comes online even more. We start kind of getting breadcrumbs in our hologram where it's just like, oh, I think I should try this modality next, or this one. We start to disentangle from that, and we can start to see that experience for what it is. And I believe that this continues to evolve and grow as we do. You know, our perspective of what has taken place and what is even going on here continues to expand and grow. But in my experience, what my childhood really revealed to me, or really created, is this incredible foundation for transcending the limiting beliefs around things like abandonment and unworthiness or not enough, struggling with emotional eating patterns and things like that. And so that really, you know, a lot of those came through this childhood that I designed, where I would be immersed with a father who would struggle with cancer. You know, at 4 years old, he was diagnosed with cancer. And from there on, you know, I was just like, is he going to make it? Like, we don't know. And, you know, the adults around me being like, we don't know. And so I kind of grew up with this fear of abandonment from my dad. And simultaneously at 4 years old, well, I suppose my dad was diagnosed with cancer at 5. And so at 4, my mom chose to leave us 3 children to be raised solely by our father. Then I kind of saw my mom twice a year or so after that, and we had conversations on the phone. But essentially, you know, the impact of that was that I would have this fear of abandonment, fear of being alone. And I would need to work through those intense layers of suffering, you know, to varying degrees, where that would show up in my adult life, where I'm choosing relationships where, you know, I don't feel totally happy. I don't feel totally settled, you know, romantic relationships where it'd be like, I want this to work out, but for some reason there's this wall, there's this barrier, and like I can't seem to break through it. I can't seem to sort this out. And what I've, you know, been able to do is really go into those childhood experiences like we did today in the meditation where that surfaced for you, and gain the wisdom from those experiences so that I can walk myself home, you know, because the truth of who we are is divine freedom. Like, we are free. We're God's sovereign free beings, you know? And so it's just such an incredible experience to walk ourselves back home and experience the truth and the wholeness of that.
Absolutely. And I think we can all relate or resonate with your story, especially of abandonment in whatever form. You know, so many of us have experienced that, including myself. when I was little, and how those types of experiences, they leave a mark. And even if you have over the years forgotten, but at this time, everything is coming up. To be honest, right?
Everything.
Everything is coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So even though you may think, no, I had a great childhood. Oh yeah, but except for that thing. Oh yeah, except for that thing. Oh yeah, kind of thing. But now everything has to come up so that we can truly heal it, clear it, resolve it, and live in that freedom space here and now, not just when we pass, etc. kind of thing, right? So
Yeah.
we have access to that freedom now if we're willing to let go and clear and heal and resolve some of our old past traumas, some from our childhood, yes, but also we are clearing and healing and resolving, etc., from the collective, as well as our past lives and our ancestral lineages. And so
Yes.
a lot of times when we think, well, no, I've dealt with that, I healed that, I don't feel anything around that, I'm good. And still, if things are coming up, that I think that's should be a point in our awareness to recognize that, okay, this is not for me personally, this is for the collective, or this is for the ancestral lineage, or this is for my past lives, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that I can appreciate that, how we're entangled with these ancestral lineage traumas as well. I believe that it's all frequency based. And so if we're having an emotional response, it's because there's a frequency or imprint inside of us that's a vibrational match. And so it's always an opportunity to go inwards and, reveal more about that particular experience. And for myself, it's always come down to self-love, but not self-love in the potent sense of the I am presence, and just shining that level and light inside of these experiences, and offering myself the own validation and comfort and love that those aspects are seeking, being a child and being in your bedroom afraid, for whatever reason, whatever's going on outside in the rest of the house with other people, being afraid in your bedroom, that part of you, part of me, in meditation was still vibrating there. It's still vibrating in the suffering, and it colors the lens through which we see the world, and it colors our
Absolutely.
choices. And so being, the divine mother within myself, or calling in the divine mother, calling in whatever, guides you resonate with, to meet that aspect of yourself and give them the love that you wish you could have received. It's just remarkable the transformation that can take place when we do that.
Absolutely, I love that. And wow, yeah, I mean, as you're speaking, a lot of stuff is coming up within me to be acknowledged. Sometimes it's just to be acknowledged and said, yes, this happened, or yes, this is how you felt, or just yes, period. So that you
Mhm.
can let go of that resistance around, no, it can't be, no, it can't be true, or no, no, it shouldn't be. Yes, kind of thing. So thank you. And so
Yeah.
obviously a lot of that stuff is going to come up today, I think, during the process and during this conversation with ourselves and whoever happens to raise their hand and ask a question, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping a journal on hand can help. I have journals throughout my house. Something comes to me, I quickly write it down.
All right, so now let's talk about the monadic container. What is that? And you said we are going to be activating your monadic container. So what does that look like? I know that's the part of the process, but let's just start off talking about the monadic container first.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is so exciting. When I was sitting down to channel this series, it was this profound awareness of activating the monadic container. And so when I felt into that even further, what I was getting is that the monadic container is this field of consciousness, or a template that exists in the seventh dimensional expression of our original divine blueprint and higher. So the container itself I see as kind of a gateway, between the higher self and the oversoul. And so when the container is activated, it allows us the flow of consciousness into the seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th dimensions and higher, which support us with reuniting with the I am presence, or God consciousness. so we can flow that energy and aspect in. And so those of us who are on the call today, is what I'm sensing is that there's, you know, whether it's conscious or unconscious, there is an activation of that monadic container taking place. So there's an oversoul activation that's kind of offering the opportunity for that to come down and through the central channel into this physical body here and now, to support the new earth. It's really this remembrance of divine union, you know, with Christ, with the I am presence.
Awesome. I love it. And so once this monadic container is activated, how can we work with it?
So when the monadic container, so when the oversoul begins to come online, what takes place is, in my experience, is that there's a shift in perception. It can be subtle at first, but what it is there is a flood of awareness of this uniting with the I am presence, with God consciousness, with the creator, that flows down and through. And it can be a little bit bumpy sometimes, because it really highlights any of the aspects of yourself that are still vibrating in separation, or, you know, in the polarity to the full expression of the knowingness of that, you know, I am God, I am Sophia, I am source. And so it acts as an acceleration of the releasing of density, yes. Then it also acts as an embodiment of love, is what I've experienced.
Yeah, beautiful. I love it. And so you're going to be doing a transmission today, and you do lots of transmissions during your calls and processes that you do, but how do your transmissions help with facilitating Christ consciousness?
Well, the
And
beautiful, oh yeah,
not just, sorry, so Christ consciousness on the planet as well, not just us personally.
yes, thank you for asking that. In my experience of of oversoul integration, what that has supported me with is returning to the awareness of Christ consciousness, law of one. You know, that's a continuous embodiment process. And it's allowed me to see, and this is what I see the oversoul is supporting us with, yes, restoring our original divine blueprint. But what that does is it allows us to see clearly who we are and why we're here, like what our purpose is. Because and free of fear, you know, this oversoul activation process is just this massive clearing out of any of the density or consciousness expressions that are no longer serving us, so that we can step fully into the truth of who we are and why we're here. And so for me, that has looked like a remembrance of the ability to access the container in which the original divine blueprint is held, the ability to access the core of your heart. And so I kind of go inwards into the heart center. I open up that container, and like some of the more intuitive people might be feeling this on this call, or, you know, intuitive or not, some people might be feeling this. It's really an activation of the heart center, which is where the original divine blueprint is held. And that allows it to speak to you in new ways, so that you can kind of see in your reality the steps you can take to further align with yourself with the highest expression of who you are and what you came here to do. You know, some people are in jobs right now where they're just not happy, where they're just like, oh my, like things are tough. Like, I don't know how to get out of this though. Like, how do I transition into something else when I'm doing this for years, or maybe my family's relying on me for the income? And there's so much density there. And I know what that's like. I mean, I was in a corporate job for 7 years that I just was miserable. And truth be told, it was really just doing it out of obligation for finances. But through, you know, taking the breadcrumbs and trusting in the divine plan of the universe, trusting in my heart, you know, that's why they say trust your heart. It's because that's the container of the original divine blueprint. And it knows exactly, you know, what's going to light you up and make you the absolute happiest that you possibly could be. So by listening to the heart, trusting in those breadcrumbs when they come, you know, you can manifest a reality that's amazing for yourself. Like, it's that you can release the fear, come into the embodiment of Christ consciousness, law of one. I mean, anybody who's listening to this call obviously has the access, you know, to be able to support that and do that. So that's really what I'm here to do. I'm here to assist with releasing the blockages, clearing the energetic blockages, restoring the original divine blueprint and the angelic template, and Christ consciousness law of one. And then it's up to you what you do with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you. And so what are some practices that we can use on a daily basis, if possible, or daily, weekly, whatever, however, to disentangle us from all those consciousness traps and fears that we're all experiencing right now?
Yeah. So what I have found so helpful is, of course, earlier I mentioned the self-love practice, but it's really in every given moment, there's so much being revealed to us about our belief systems. And so, for example, oh, my cat's joining us. She's singing her song. She's holding her mouse and singing. So you might hear that in the background. So for example, one of the consciousness traps that I've really noticed within myself is this emotional eating pattern where I feel, something overwhelming happens and I just want to reach for something yummy, And I've noticed that is a comfort tactic that I used in childhood when I didn't have any emotional support from other people to really help regulate me. So I used food. And, fair enough, lots of people do that. But one way that I'm dissolving or assisting myself with dissolving this is by witnessing when I'm about to choose that. And I say, oh, I notice how I'm feeling right now. I feel like I really want to just go choose. I really want to just like eat my feelings or whatever that might look like. She's just thrilled to have her mouse right now. So it comes down to noticing when we're about to participate in something that we no longer wish to participate in. In my case, it was food to support myself with feeling, and or to distract myself from feeling what I'm uncomfortable with. Placing a hand on my heart and going, I see you. Thank you so much for showing me this emotion that I'm so uncomfortable with. I just want to distract with food or whatever it might be. Thank you. And then seeing what comes up from there. And you don't always have time. I know lives are busy, but telling that aspect of yourself that you will return to it. And if you choose to go for the food in that moment, no shame. Just being like, you know what? This was what I did. This is what I chose to do this time. It's, yes, this is a work in progress. And I'm going to return to the emotion later on when I have the space to really feel it and see what was up, what was going on there. It's just about the willingness to return consistently into the feeling and the emotion to see what it has to say. And in my experience, they have a lot to say. They have so much that they want to say. And like you said, it's really just about hearing them and allowing them to feel seen and heard and validated. I mean, these are aspects of ourselves vibrating in different layers and levels of our consciousness. They're not just like memories, as some people might consider them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And like even today when I had this session with you, um, I was totally transparent and vulnerable and honest. And as things were coming up before we got into the session, right? So we were talking first, and it's like sometimes we need to voice those to someone because I keep so much of stuff inside myself and I don't voice it, right?
Mhm.
But when you can voice it, actually express it in some way, whether it's journaling or talking to somebody else, it helps because it's kind of like it releases you from that silent loop that's going on in your head, if that makes sense, right? And
Absolutely.
and again, that is about allowing yourself to be seen, right?
Mhm.
So as I was speaking, I don't remember exactly the words you said, but we were talking about it, and you could resonate with it or relate to it, or you like I see you, So it's kind of like gives you that freedom to just be in that moment, and as you express yourself without um holding it in all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Thank you.
So, I think that's important because I do tend to like hold on to stuff inside because I don't can't always express myself as freely as I would like. So, it's important. And then once that is released, it's like even that the pressure of that emotion, it becomes diffused, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Exactly. And it becomes diffused and diffused and diffused. I mean, it's like that spiral, right? The spiral of time. It comes up, we're like, oh my gosh, it's so amplified. I just want to like hide under the covers or whatever might be happening. And when we witness it and allow it, a voice, it does diffuse. And then we come back around the spiral again. And the next time, and maybe it's not as loud, but it's still there. It's like, it's a continuous, consistent return. But eventually, you just don't magnetize the experiences. You just don't feel that way anymore because you don't have the frequency in you.
yeah,
It's incredible. It really is.
yeah, absolutely. So speak it out if you can. All right, now what is the role of entities in all this? So when I saw that, it's like, I have no idea. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
'Cause
no, this is
normally
exciting.
normally when people talk about entities, it's in a negative way, it's in a fearful way, fear-based way, but I don't get that with this conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for saying that. It's interesting because when you touched on the cycles, that you might have a thought that's continuously running in your head and you're just kind of diving deeper and deeper within it. I feel like what really wants to come through today about entities is that they're masterful at doing that.
Mm,
Because they can see your blueprint, they can see your DNA and where, you might have some programs and they will hop in there and amplify those programs, which in itself, it feels uncomfortable, of course, because nobody likes to be like in a consciousness loop of just continuous, fear-based thoughts. But it does help highlight where we still have some work to do or where we can see, not work to do in the shame sense, but I mean like where we can go within to an even greater degree, offer ourselves that love, walk that aspect of ourselves home. So I really perceive the role of entities like, yes, they're uncomfortable, but they offer us such a gift in that they do amplify those programs for us to be able to see them.
mm,
So it is important to be able to use the energetic clearing techniques. That's something that really wanted to come through on this call today is whatever energetic clearing techniques that you are comfortable with, that you're familiar with, maybe some new techniques start coming in, for you that you feel called to participate in, whatever is in like your highest resonance to participate in, practice that because as Sophia Gaia continues her ascension process and we continue to clear and disentangle from some of the and dismantle that density that's been present upon the planet, we are releasing the need or the frequency of fear, and so these entities are ramping up, you know?
mm,
And so through energetic hygiene, we can really assist ourselves with coming into that highest expression of the truth of who we are. We're not getting tangled in these consciousness traps and these loops that are just continuously running any longer. We can recognize it and be like, oh, I see that I'm like continuously feeling like I just hate this person or whatever might be coming through, and being like, I've been thinking about how long have I been thinking about this for, and then being like, oh, okay, it's a long time. My body and I feel depleted, I feel like heavy, I feel all those emotions. We're not judging the emotions as good or bad, we're just noticing, oh hey, there I could have an entity right now, so let's do my energetic clearing practices, and then we can look at the initial trigger
yeah,
with more
absolutely.
clarity, right?
Yeah. I love that you said that, working with entities or thought patterns, etc. It's a gift because it's showing you where some stuff needs to be healed and cleared, etc. So yeah, that's brilliant, and that's taking that big picture view of it, right? Not being the emotion of it in the moment, but really stepping back and looking at it and saying, okay, what's going on here? And then recognizing that that might be something that's going on without going into fear or anything like that, but just the awareness and the recognition of, oh, okay, this is something I need to work on. I need to clear energetically, clear my field, reset, right?
Go
Um,
into neutrality. That's really the most powerful, especially when it's been a long-standing pattern, or perception. noticing it and then immediately going into neutrality. And like, I did this recently, and every part of my being wanted to just keep chewing on it. You know, I wanted to just keep going and just thinking about it and thinking about it, because some part of me was getting satisfaction from that. But I noticed that sometimes that satisfaction actually isn't yours. Like, it might be partly that entity that's kind of encouraging you to keep going. So just by practicing the clearing and immediately coming into neutrality, I mean, we're masterful beings. We can do this. We can come into neutrality despite any of the chaos that's going on out there. And yeah, just allowing yourself to do that. Neutrality, clearing, and loving on ourselves. Just giving ourselves a big hug. Doing whatever feels right to love on ourselves.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Do you want to share a quick energy clearing practice?
Oh, absolutely. So one practice that I work with is the violet flame. So I know many people are likely familiar with the violet flame. But what I do, and I call forth the violet flame as well as the great central sun. And I find that these two kind of in combination with one another really support the clearing of absolutely everything. And then one powerful way that we do this is by moving into neutrality. And so what I could do, if there's time for it, I could even just take the next couple minutes and I could guide us through an energetic clearing.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure. Okay. Okay. So moving into the heart center, moving into the here and now, allowing ourselves to get comfortable. Whatever is going on, just allowing ourselves to move into the neutral point, getting neutral. Neutrality just allows us to detach from any of the stories that we might be playing, whether it's victimhood as a result of the situation, or feeling victimized that you have to deal with something yet again. Just getting out of our heads, we're detaching from the story and moving into the present moment, into the here and now. I call forth the violet flame of transmutation, opening the central channel, connecting to Prime Source Creator, really feeling that connection to Prime Source Creator and Divine Mother. Feeling our central channel open and receiving the light of Divine Mother. Connecting into the crystalline core of Sophia Gaia. Feeling the grounding expression and nature when we connect to the crystalline core of Sophia Gaia, establishing as above, so below, as below, so above. Feeling our central channels opening and igniting with the violet flame of transmutation. Pouring the violet flame down and through the central channel into each and every level and layer of our physical, mental, emotional, and spirit bodies. Calling forth the light of the great central sun to join us here and now. In our intention to clear, cleanse, release, and dissolve any and all frequencies, beings, entities within each and every level and layer of our physical, mental, emotional, and spirit bodies that are no longer serving us, that are not aligned with the highest expression of Sophia Christ light. I clear, cleanse, release, and dissolve any and all frequencies, beings, energies, attachments, cords, contracts, and agreements made consciously or unconsciously with any being that is not aligned with the highest expression of my blueprint and the highest expression of Sophia Christ light, here and now, in all timelines, dimensions, and realities. Feeling the violet flame, feeling the great central sun, filling each and every cell of our physical, mental, emotional, and spirit bodies, up, down, side to side, and all around us. Easily and effortlessly clearing, cleansing, and transmuting all that no longer serves us. And all that is not aligned with the highest expression of our original divine blueprint. Feeling ourselves grounding into Sophia Gaia, grounding into the here and now. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And that's something we can all do on a regular basis so quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still feeling all the energies myself.
Yay.
So sometimes it's like, oh, I just want to stay with my eyes closed and just be in it, you know? But yeah, how was that for everybody? Let us know in the chat how that was for you. Oops, hold on. Oops. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So I can't talk now, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. So I know we're going to take some caller questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I cannot talk. So basically, I'm just going to let it go wherever it goes. They can ask whatever they want.
Sounds good. Let's have a party.
So yeah, if you want to ask a question, raise your hand, or you can type your question in the chat. Okay. Just really quickly, people said in the chat that the experience was really strong, beautiful. Thank you for the sweet process. That was strong for me too. Thank you. Thank you. Loved it. I'm truly blessed. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's like I'm still feeling it really strongly, even though it's starting to settle because I need to focus on being the host.
Yeah. Got a show to run.
Exactly. All right, Tanya, you want to unmute?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
So a lot of people are talking about lots of kind of light is coming from central sun, whatever. The energy is changing, and especially in February. I never slept so much in I don't know, last 10 years as I sleep now.
Oh,
And
lucky you.
every meditation puts me to sleep. I mean, anything I start listening to, and then I don't remember how it finished even. So
That's good. That's what happened to me with the session with Elisa today. I was completely
yes,
out, you
I
know,
was
and
out.
it's a good thing. So I'll let
Yeah.
Elisa explain.
Yeah.
So is it kind of
It's nothing
something
bad.
changing
It's all
in my
good.
energy? Is it? No, I understand, but a lot of people saying that they sleep a lot, or they feel more tired than usual. Or if you could just tell anything about the energies now and how kind of how we feel now and
Okay,
what is normal, what is.
yeah, so before Alyssa goes into the energies affect everybody differently. So some people
Yeah.
are sleeping a lot, some people like me not sleeping at all. Some people are having headaches, or they could have like digestive issues or just stuff in the physical body as they're releasing, as the stuff is coming up, right? So it's about allowing the energies to come in and being a vessel, just being as much as you can, being a clear vessel without any judgment of what the energies are, what they're not, or any agenda of how it should be. There's no how it should be. It is what it is. So it's about you doing the daily spiritual practices, whatever you do, so that you can handle the increasing frequencies or light. And sometimes that means sleeping a lot, right? So it's great. I think it's great if you can sleep. That's perfect. But we're all different. So I don't sleep and stuff. But go ahead, Alyssa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
yeah, in my case, I have quite a lot of physical kind of things that I appeared the last year, and I thought, okay, it will go, it will finish at some point, or I will not have them at some point, but it doesn't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. Like, yeah, I understand digestion things. My eyesight is odd and stuff. So I would rather be like have everything as it was before.
No, no, you don't want to have everything as the way it was
Not
before.
everything. No. I mean, my eyesight
No.
and my digestion.
I mean, everything is
Oh.
changing for a reason, right? But
No, I understand.
Yeah,
so-
and I would add to that, Tanya, there's this frequency, and I'm not sure if you've met this being in dream state or perhaps in your meditations, but there's a frequency of a crystalline goddess, crystalline queen energy that's coming in for you. So it's like an activation of your crystalline blueprint to an even greater degree. And so it's, yeah, you can feel that, right? So it's shifting your vision, it's shifting your digestion. It's actually, you've taken in, so I'm seeing right now that you've taken in, it's like a waterfall of light that's just like coming in and really amplifying your crystalline DNA. And so your physical body is kind of like recalibrating to this. And like, it's kind of to what Shefali said about sleeping is such a powerful way to integrate the higher dimensional frequencies that are coming in, that are really supportive of bringing you into, yes, the higher dimensional frequency of consciousness, where like new levels and layers of perception are coming in. But also it seems like it's supporting the next level of your blueprint too. Like there's a service that's coming in and an offering that's coming in, that you're going to feel ignited to kind of perform or facilitate. And so this level of your crystalline DNA is integrating now to support that. And yes, the light of the golden light of the central sun really does help the activation of the crystalline DNA. And so this is what I see is taking place for you. How does that resonate?
Oh, thank you so much. It resonates really well with me. Thank you so much. It helps that, that I'm not going crazy or something. To know that I'm not going crazy.
Absolutely. And that's why it's like, I love communities like this, because we can really support each other with advancing our divine technology, and just letting go of some of what we were familiar with before. I mean, we're heading into pretty much, our soul knows the way, our physical human personality self might be like, where are we going? So yeah, just thank you so much for that question.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lara. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tanya. And just a really funny joke that Tanya just said. She's like, okay, it's good that I'm not going crazy. If you can think, I think I'm going crazy, you're fine. Okay. So just so know that. A lot of us have had those moments where it's like, oh my God, I think I'm going crazy. I really do. You're not. It's just part of this ascension process. And you just have to calm yourself down, right? So yeah, I love that. That was a good message for Tanya. So when Elisa is giving these messages, she's basically channeling. So
yes, thank you. I'm working with your higher self, and then also I have Divine Mother and the Sophia Christ Collective kind of supporting me in these other layers. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, Arunima, you had a question for Elisa?
Yes. Hi, Laura. Hi, Elisa.
Hi.
Well, everything you folks said between Tanya and your whatever you said almost like matches. I'm there too, along with a whole bunch of everybody. So I would like to know what can be cleared for me, going through the same thing about corporate and trying to follow my own path, yet everything's coming at the same time, not knowing where to go, how to do, and falling asleep during meditations. I never used to sleep. Now I conk off like that. It's like overwhelm is too much. I would love for some clearing, whatever you think is calls for.
Well, we already did a clearing, and we're going to do a process. So she's not going to do a clearing for you, but she'll give you a message. Okay.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Okay,
Whatever.
yeah, thank you. Thank you for clarifying. And first of all, it's really lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
So what's coming through for me right now is that there's an invitation, of course, to ground, because as you're anchoring in these higher light levels and you're experiencing falling asleep a lot, grounding is important. It feels like you also getting into some bodies of water. If you have any water around, or even just in your bathtub, like programming the water or setting the intention that the water is going to support the integration of these higher light levels that are coming through for you. And I'm curious because there's this feeling coming in right now. So is there, and I'm, tell me if I'm on the right track or not, but it feels like there might be some grief. There's some sadness, some grief taking place. Does that resonate?
There's a lot going on, with divorce, financial loss, not knowing where I'm going to be, housing situation, and strained relationship with the children. I'm trying to hold them together, but it's almost the more I try, the more it's backfiring. So I had to letting go. So part of me has kind of numbed down, and I don't know, maybe that's my way of handling myself and trying to keep my head above. So grief in many ways of have somebody breaking your trust, taking too much out of you, and leaving you nowhere. It's like back to the basics kind of thing.
Yeah.
So and not having and also feeling betrayed in really love, and wanting that portion of mine to be fulfilled, but yet not finding.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that and for confirming that, because what I would really like to share is I feel Divine Mother coming in, and she's saying, like, when you're walking the blueprint of ascension, or the path of a goddess, in ascension, you're in the process of transcending these some of the third dimensional structure or the old ways of being that you've been participating in your life thus far. So what she's saying is, like, we recognize that you have put out the clarion call for a greater awakening, that you have desired to integrate your spiritual gifts in an even greater way and to be of even greater service to humanity. And so in this way, you have called in the frequencies of light to support you with this expansion. And it looks like the dismantling and letting go of the physical reality as you knew it, because your frequencies inside of you are no longer a vibrational match to some of the relationships and the ways of being that you were existing in before. And so this is kind of like a simplistic sharing, or I suppose, of what I see is taking place. So what I would say is, yes, it's an opportunity to be with yourself and be with the emotions that are coming through, but just know that you chose this. And I don't like saying that to people very often, because I feel like some people might go into shame. But for you, I also see that there's this medicine woman. There's like a shamanic medicine woman inside of you. And she knows the way. Like, probably other channels have shared this with you, or you've intuitively known it yourself. And so you're like a masterful being at walking through the dismantling of your physical reality as you knew it, as you bring in more light and expansion. So I'm really excited, actually, for what you're going to be bringing through, and just like trusting your own process, trusting that all of the frequencies and the chaos that's taking place in your life, it's because there's aspects of you that have already transcended it, and you're just letting go of the physical expression of it now. Being with the parts of you that are like really trying to hang on and being like, wait, like, this is too much. This is too fast. Like, somebody tell me where my feet are. Like, I don't even know where the ground is anymore, because that's a real experience too. And like, there's also like the inner child aspect, and like all those beautiful sacred medicine woman techniques that you have, you can really, you're being called to really apply them to yourself here.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful message. And everything you just said resonated, except I'll have to investigate what exactly is the medicinal woman. I love natural medicine and stuff like that, but I like to explore more what that means and how can I bring those forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Awesome.
But thank you so much. I really loved it. Thank you.
You're
Good.
welcome.
Thank you, Arnima.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, okay, Ina, you want to unmute? I thought I had something else to say, but I do not, so.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Ina.
Many of these encounters in Shefali's meetings in the afternoon, it's like the hangover of these migraines on the right side. I had cleared them up after 35 years, and now they're kind of resurfacing. So I'm wondering, any interventions I can help make, crystal work in my garden, some of the plants I grow.
Yeah. So can you please reiterate what the first part of your question was?
The migraines. I'm 74.
Mm-hmm.
I'm retired, and like your first, yes, I fall asleep all the time in meditation. I don't sleep well at night. I wake up a lot, and but it's the migraines. I've gotten to where I fear them. I fear the dark. I fear I'll have another one, and I have almost day after day some days.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. I really have compassion for that. Migraines are not fun. How does your neck feel? How does like right here on your neck feel?
This is where the lavender essential oil since I've been a child has been my best friend. And yes, I can feel the knots from the head to the neck, the tension, the shoulder.
Okay.
That's usually my first thought.
Yeah. I'm really feeling that. And I'm sensing, you know, there's like a alternating warm, hot complex, warm, cold complex that could support that. And really like what I keep sensing now is you mentioned you have a garden that you love.
Yes.
Yeah, I can really feel that love that you have in there. It's literally like you're engaging with the flowers and you can feel their consciousness. They're alive. Like you guys are like in a conversation out there.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's really special what you have with them, that like the flower, the plant kingdom. And so there's a desire, or there's a calling for you to focus on that as much as you can, and more, and you know, as many ways as are available. And I understand that you are focused on it a lot, but even if you're inside and you're no longer working with the garden anymore, working on something else, calling in the plant kingdom, the flower kingdom, because they're still in communication with you, like your energetic field. Even when they're outside in the garden, you can still communicate with them while you're inside working on, you know, various things. And that love that you feel is what heals, you know, and what I'm hearing is like it heals you from the inside out. But it also helps you be able to see the different healing modalities that could support with the healing of the migraine and of the neck. There's also this knowing kind of that this frequency is here for a while, you know, like this migraine, there's something that deeper that really wants to be revealed through this, and it seems like it's here to stay for a while. So I don't know if you're getting that sensation as well. And again, I'm being guided to share this. Normally I wouldn't be like, oh yes, this thing that's painful is going to be here for a while, but I want to share, you know, the truth of what I'm seeing and what's coming through, just in service and honor of you, you know, as a being. And obviously take what resonates and toss what doesn't. But there is a big invitation to be with the flower kingdom and the plant kingdom. I'm getting that you came from the flowers, like you have a lifetime as a flower. Have you felt this?
Yes. Yes. I actually was gifted a meditation fountain, and all of the moth orchids that never rebloom, over half of them now have flower spikes because of the fountain. And it's like my little personal Disneyland right in my own. I mean, I can touch it from here.
Yeah.
And not only have an
Beautiful.
outside garden, I have 6 children, and that was my living room. The walls are too much for me. The garden was where I really felt like I'm at home.
Yeah, definitely. I can see why. That's really beautiful. So I don't know if that answered your question, but
No, it gives me the support I need. I had about 8 months when I started taking CoQ10. The migraines stopped and then they resurfaced. And I had a feeling it's something I have not resolved. And I'm not sure if it's resistance or anger, but I'm 74. A lot of living there.
yeah.
Also, Ina, migraines indicate unresolved trauma, right? So there's still some unresolved trauma that needs to come up and out and to heal. So work with the flower kingdom to help to bring that up and heal it for yourself if you can, okay?
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Ina.
Thank you, Ina.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to be here, and it just made my life sparkle.
Aw, that's so nice. That's good. Awesome. All right, Cindy. You want to unmute, Cindy?
Hi, hello, Shefali. Hello, Elisa. Thank you so much for calling on me.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you. And how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for that lovely process, by the way. That was so beautiful.
Oh, I'm so glad you found it helpful.
Yes, I did. Thank you. I wanted to ask, I've been really having concerns about the marriage I'm in. I've been really trying to step into my divine feminine this past year in my I am presence. And I have my husband that just doesn't seem to support me. And he often calls me crazy. He thinks I'm just gone nuts. And I'm wondering if Divine Mother has any words of wisdom or advice that she can give with me to get through this stage in my life.
Okay, so thank you for bringing this in. And what I would like to share first, like right off the bat, I can feel Divine Mother being like, you have a lifetime where you're united with Divine Mother, which is really cool because you and I also have this experience. And so we have this lifetime where we are with Divine Mother, completely unified with her. And we can feel her love, and she's bathing us in the peace. And it's just this beautiful, unconditionally loving space with her where she knows us. She knows the truth of who we are. And so what she's sharing is like, I'm seeing this as you're navigating this relationship with your husband, I'm seeing it. Yes, it's an opportunity for you to see where there's shame, like shame for your walking your path. It's like he represents this fire that's just like burning away any of the frequencies of shame that you might carry around stepping more fully into your embodiment as a goddess of law of one. I can really feel this expansion taking place in you. And so, yes, he's in service to you that way. And there's going to be more that's revealed, it feels like, where you're going to see through kind of the way he treats you. Like when he's really shaming you, you'll be able to see his own wounded inner child that's just like freaking out because you've changed, and he's feeling like lost. Like he's feeling like he's been abandoned, and he's like fighting for his life, like just trying to figure out how to get you back. Like maybe if he just lashes out at you enough, you'll calm down, you'll come back and be the person that you used to be. But as we know, when we choose a blueprint like this, like we continue to take steps forward, and it is obviously your choice. But what I sense is that you're choosing to reunite with Divine Mother in this lifetime. You're choosing to shed the levels and layers of, and the programs and illusions of, separation. You're choosing to remember your holiness. So his path may be different from yours, but they coincide and they meet in the ways in which he is showing you where you're participating in frequencies. And it feels like there's also a frequency like within the home somewhere, like of greed. Like maybe you've kind of noticed like I don't know, there's a frequency of greed anyways that's showing up that wants to kind of be known a little bit more. What is my relationship with finances? What is my relationship with money? Like, what does my life look like if I were to, you know, choose another path and our marriage dissolved? And so these are big topics to be talking about on a radio show like this. So if you ever wanted to, you know, have a private session, I would like to extend that and just drop that in. So, and we can like look at that together a little bit deeper. But there's an I'm seeing you journaling. I'm seeing you sitting in your bed journaling, kind of talking about the frequencies that are taking place inside of you. Like, you know, any hate or malicious feelings that you have towards him for something he did to you that day. Because I mean, it makes sense that hearing somebody lash out at you and like make you feel ashamed for just expressing who you are. I mean, this is such an exciting path. Like, we get to experience that expansion and the holiness and the law of one and the return to unity and divine mother and everything. And when there's somebody else in our path, especially someone that we love as much as our own husband, that's just like shaming us for that, it hurts. And so just being with that part of ourselves that feels hurt, you know, and like journaling about it, introducing the self-love, bringing in the divine mother, being like, I see you, I hear you, I love you, I'm here for you. Whether he understands us or not, I understand us and I'm here for us. You know, we're never alone. I kind of want to cry. How does that feel?
That feels, it resonates. Does Divine Mother see us working this through, or does she feel like I would be better by myself? I just wondered if she had advice to give me to move forward.
Well, so she's saying right now that she would never want to influence you that way. She wants you to, you know, make the sovereign choice within yourself as to how you choose to navigate that. So I don't have an answer, unfortunately, for that part.
Okay, thank you. I feel her love every day, by the way. I just thought maybe I would hear a more personalized message, but I know that she's there, and thank you so much for
absolutely. Thank
sharing.
You.
And Cindy, go back and listen again to what
I will.
Elisa said, what Divine Mother said through Elisa, so that you can hear it more fully. And then there's no rash decisions to make. Just take your time with it, whatever you decide, whichever way you go. But just start to acknowledge yourself, right? Acknowledge you, and your choice. Okay.
Thank you so much. Many blessings.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Cindy.
To everyone.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna go to Pat, and then we lost somebody, but anyways, there's a few more questions in the chat as well. So guys, like, we're not doing like just tell me whatever. No, like, if you have a question, be specific. This is something that's going to be helpful to you, but be specific about it. Okay. All right, Pat, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm asking for a message from the universe.
For what? Exactly. About
well,
what?
I've tried to stay physically balanced. I've been feeling very lightheaded, and I try to get out in nature, but it's so cold. I haven't been able to walk in nature, but I love nature and the trees. And
I can understand that.
I get a lot of healing from that.
So Pat, this is something that's been going on for a couple of years now, right?
Yes, it has.
And you've asked this question on many shows from many different healers. And they've all given some sort of information or guidance, right?
Yes.
At the time. And of course, you know, I always say, you know, like, we all know at this point, for you specifically, Pat, it's not a physical thing. It is an energetic thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Elisa. Is there anything that Divine Mother can support her with the unbalancing in her field? She's, you know, physically she's not balanced, but it is energetic. It has been for a couple of years now.
Okay, so what have you learned so far about this, Pat?
Well, I just try to stay focused and grounded, you know, every day, and get out in nature and walk. Okay.
Where do you sense there's the root cause of the imbalances? Like, if you could put your finger on it, what would it be? There might be a multitude of things, but what comes?
Could be a Schumann resonance. Could be a Schumann resonance, a resonance, energies coming into the earth that my body is trying to integrate and receive with ease and grace. Yeah. I try to say my prayers and have my angels there to support me.
And what part of this feels uncomfortable? Like, tell me about the discomfort a little bit.
Well, when I get up and walk, I have to be careful. I have to walk and balance and feel my feet and ground into Mother Earth. That's what I do.
I see. And so have other channels mentioned your sensitivity then to the crystalline, to the shifts within the crystalline?
Yes.
Well, I'm seeing like shifts within the crystal kingdom. It looks like you're kind of shifting with them and anchoring as anchoring in the, yes, we do have the frequencies of the great central sun, but it feels like you're also entering the anchoring the frequencies of the crystal kingdom through your body. Yeah, I do see you as holding this. Also, there's like earth energies happening here. Yeah, so there's like, yeah, there's earth energies happening. There's crystal kingdom energies happening. It feels like there's this flow of energy that's flowing through you. And I'm really trying to pinpoint it, but it's funny because it's not really I'm not getting tons of like specifics. Other than your relationship with the elemental kingdom and the crystal kingdom, and how you're kind of on the grid, flowing with the energies that are coming through to support the integration of the I Am presence into the earth of Sophia Gaia. So how can you balance yourself during this? Yeah, I'm getting kind of similar visions, I suppose, of you. Yes, there's getting out in nature, there's the relationship with the plants, there's feeling the sun on your skin and on your face.
Yes, I do that too when the sun is shining. I
in your
sit in
window
a chair and I let the sun come in. Yes.
Beautiful.
Absorb that. So that's good. That's good.
And there's also some part of you that is needing, so there's an opportunity for deeper levels of acceptance of your role in the crystal kingdom and via Gaia. That through accepting, like, yes, this is my role, we will release the resistance even more so that you can get more clarity about, how you're to navigate this in the way that feels the most balanced and grounded and anchored for you. There's also an invitation to get in water for you as well, like whether it's the bathtub, like Epsom salt baths.
Yes, I take those too. I definitely take those. Yeah. And they help. They're very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, so addressing the part of you that feels resistance to this role, because obviously it's not comfortable feeling dizzy all day, and difficult.
Well, it's more lightheaded, and it's not dizzy.
Okay, it's lightheaded. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. Like, it's pretty quiet right now. I'm not really getting a ton of flood of information, but that's kind of what I've witnessed.
Well, thank you so much for your messages. I'm very grateful. Very grateful.
Thank you for joining us today and being on this call.
Yes, and thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you, Pat. Hopefully that helps in some way, but I think the key, because you're doing everything that you're supposed to.
Okay.
So the only thing missing is the acceptance of your role.
Yes. Okay.
So work on that, I guess, right?
Gotcha. Thank you. God bless you.
Bless you. All right, so there's a few quick questions in the chat. I just want to share with you, Elisa, really quick.
Okay.
Gosh, I hope I find them all. I'm not sure, but there was one from Carol. She said, I would love a divine reading regarding the energy shifts I'm sensing are happening in me and around me. Any info regarding my eyesight and my divine purpose work and how I can expand my intuition? Okay, that's 3 questions, so you can choose whichever one comes.
This is Carol.
Yeah.
Okay, Carol. I'm seeing that you have a relationship with the Arcturians. So I sense Divine Mother and the Arcturians coming forward, and it looks like they're working with you in dream state. And they're also working with you like when you're napping during the day or when you're out in nature. So they show me that they're activating your third eye technology to receive more clarity. Yes, around your I'm seeing like around your mission and purpose, but it's also so that you can see at a multidimensional scale and level, and you're able to perceive them. I see you as a channel. So you're writing, you're, writing stories. It feels like there's an opportunity for even children's stories here, to, support the integration of their light body, but then also of their advancement into their, pure source technology, where they're interacting with the Arcturians as well. So the Arcturians are like really, really excited and happy that they're working with you in this lifetime. And that they're coming online in an even greater way, like through our call today as well. So I'm curious to see how that resonates with you. In terms of activating your intuition, it is so exciting. In terms of activating intuition, I'm seeing you meditating on the heart center. So when you're sitting quietly, you're meditating on the heart. I'm actually watching you open the portals. There's like there's so many layers within the heart center, and you can open those layers and amplify the heart technology out, up, down, all around, side to side, everywhere. I'm seeing this golden light emanating out, this pure source radiance emanating out, and the Arcturians are like, yeah, like, go get it, girl. Like they're just so excited, for you to be amplifying and reactivating and remembering this incredible technology that you have, like this. So yes, activating the intuition by meditating on the heart center, by knowing that you have the support of the Arcturians. I'm seeing like 18th dimensional Arcturians working in the third eye chakra, as well as the throat chakra, and the creative center. I mean, it's really like an omnipresent energy that's amplifying you and kind of preparing you and activating you to step into this role. I'm really seeing you as like a children's book author, or like a someone who's writing stories, and that for the purpose of like delighting people around you, and it's in service to ascension. So I'm curious about how this is landing for you. I know you said it's exciting.
Yeah.
So that's one.
Let us know. Yeah, let us know in the chat how that resonates with you. Then we're going to go to Linda. Linda says, I was so drawn to you and all guides you are working with, and I'm so grateful to be here with you. How might I honor and encourage the embodiment of these higher frequencies that I love so much, to go deeper and more infused in the best and most divine way for myself, for them, and for others?
Okay, wait, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't make me repeat it. I can't.
No worries.
It's like I can't even talk. Because yeah, it's in the chat, that one. You can see that one.
Okay. So Linda, what I'm seeing with you is to appreciate where you are now. So they're saying like you're already doing this, yeah, my whole body's lighting up, that you are embodying these higher frequencies, and through the direction of your consciousness being like, I love this, I love the embodiment of these higher frequencies. It's really like allowing them to gently and powerfully find their perfect place within you. So they're saying like, you're already doing it. And yes, I understand that you want to go deeper, and this is like such an exciting path that it makes sense. Like I'm pretty sure everybody can relate to being like, I want to do this now. Like, how can we speed this up? But it's really purposeful that there's like these steps along the path. And so just knowing deep within your own heart, and I know you feel this, that deeply within your own heart, you're on the right track. You're right where you're meant to be. It's purposeful that you're at this part of your blueprint, and more will continue to be revealed. I also see you as like expanding into this really incredible expression of new earth, of feeling the freedom and the peace and just the sun on your face and this pure joy and delight. So you're well on your way is what I am getting for you.
Awesome. So let us know how that resonates with you, Linda. And in the meantime, Carol has written in the chat, and she said, that sounds really amazing and fills me with delight. And I would love to use this to really help people heal their inner children, and to step into their divine, authentic beingness. Oh, And children's stories sound wonderful too. Good, awesome.
Beautiful.
All right, so folks, I would love to take more
Thank you,
questions,
Linda.
but we do have to do a process still, and we still have to talk about the packages. So if we have time, I'll come back to the other questions in the chat, but let me first quickly go to the special offers that Elisa has for us, because then I definitely want to do the process, right? Oh my goodness, hold on. Okay, I did something, hold on. So let me share my screen. Okay, so Elisa has you should be able to see my screen now. So there's 2 packages, a 7-week live series, Activating Your Monadic Container Transmissions with the Sophia Christ Collective to assist the embodiment of the Oversoul. And the replays are included, of course, if you can't make it live. And then package B, which is everything in package A, plus a 60-minute private session with Elisa. So, so all right, Elisa, you want to tell us about the 7-week live series?
Yes, I would love to. Thank you. So this series was designed, yes, to support the embodiment of the Oversoul by activating that monadic container that I know we discussed already, allowing that pathway to kind of flow into this physical body. But it also supports the disentanglement of the consciousness traps that are present, like within the separation matrix at a DNA level. So this is a purification process at a DNA level that will support us with the manifestation of the highest expression of our blueprint. So that's like our highest self embodied. And so as we know, the Oversoul is part of the original divine blueprint. And when it's integrated, we've embodied God consciousness, Christ consciousness. And so it's a really exciting series. So it's seven channel transmissions with the Divine Mother and the Sophia Christ Collective. And the beautiful thing about this is one of the testimonials I received from the last series that I ran. It was so wonderful in that they said how they appreciated that, yes, it's a channeled message of spoken words and toning, but these guides are multidimensional, like as we've experienced on the call. And so they're interacting and engaging with us energetically where you are, like in the present moment of your journey. And so, you know, it's so much more than a spoken word experience. We're really working at an energetic, at a grid level to support the embodiment of your Oversoul and the restoration of your original divine blueprint, which I don't know if I touched on this with Shefali, but when we restore, like you asked a question, how does this affect Sophia Gaia? So when we restore our own original divine blueprint in whatever steps that we take to do that, we are the microcosmic expression of Sophia Gaia. And so everything is one, right? It's unity consciousness. So when we take these steps, we are supporting Sophia Gaia and the entire collective of humanity, the plant kingdom, crystal kingdom, everything to do that as well. It's like we're opening the door and the pathway. We're being that open door for blueprint restoration. So you'll notice in some of the weeks we amplify the great central sun within and through the solar plexus chakra. This supports embodiment of the law of one in the sense of clearing any of the distortions present within the solar plexus chakra that have previously held us in a state of disempowerment or believing that we weren't enough or we couldn't do it or any of those like separation matrix programs that are running. One of them is restoring access to our 12th dimensional Christos lineage, which is very exciting. This is an expression of the crystalline DNA coming online. When this DNA is online, we have access to our 12th dimensional Christos lineage. So this is like the embodiment and awareness of Divine Mother, of Yeshua, of Hathor, of those other Christed beings that are supporting us multidimensionally, of your Oversoul. So super exciting stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's really individual chakras here that I dive into, but it's a whole body experience. Like every week is a whole body experience with a particular focus on each chakra.
Absolutely. And week 7 is a live channeled Q&A. So so all your questions and the channeling like we did today, that's what you'll experience in week 7, right?
Pardon me?
Week 7 is a live channeled Q&A. So like we did today, the Q&A part, it'll be like that.
Yes, exactly. There is a period of time at the end of each transmission weekly of about 15 minutes where we're welcome to share our experience of what came through as well.
Okay, awesome. So package A is 147 and a payment plan is available. And then package B is everything in package A plus a 60-minute private session with Elisa. So what does that look like? I mean, I shared a little bit about my session today, and I had one last season as well. You know, and that one I didn't fall asleep. This one I was like completely out. But the first one I did not fall asleep. I was present and I was amazed by everything that came through. This one from today, I have to go back and listen. And then I'll be just as amazed, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it's so fun diving into these sessions because the experience is different every time because it meets you where you are in the present moment. So some of the things that can come through are, yes, embodiment of the supporting the embodiment of the oversoul, but everything is in service to meet you where you are, to support you with restoring your own original divine blueprint, and of course the original divine blueprint of Sophia Gaia, and on it goes. So this can look like disentangling from some of the consciousness traps, belief systems taking place, releasing attachments, cords, contracts, like anything that is no longer serving you, the highest expression of who you are, who you came here to be. We release that at a multidimensional level. And it's all being guided by your highest self. And so everything, you know, is in service to exactly where you are in the now moment. Activation of the crystalline DNA can come online, entity clearing takes place, and recognition of your divine gifts, as well as like different timeline potentials that are kind of floating around as possibilities for you. That comes through as well.
Awesome.
Past life integration and past life integration. Yeah.
Awesome. So that's package B for 197. And again, there's a payment plan available. There's some wonderful testimonials and feedback from people who have worked with Elisa. And then, of course, there's a fuller bio for Elisa on the page. And again, these two packages, if you're an Inner Circle member, please do use your gift code. Gosh, I cannot talk. Awesome. Thank you so much, Elisa. And when is this beginning, the 7-week series?
February 26th is the launch of the first week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And if people purchase package B with the personal session, does it matter when, like, can they book the session anytime?
Yeah, so if you purchase package B, when you go within your course, there'll be a book now button for your private session. It's like right on top. And then you can just open that and take a look at the schedule. And then, of course, if anything doesn't work for you in there, feel free to reach out to me directly and we can organize that.
Awesome. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me just, Sarah says, I took a class with Elisa recently. She always made plenty of time for questions. Good classes. Awesome. Good.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
I'm glad you're here.
All right, so we have, we're going to do a process, channeled activation and transmission with Divine Mother and Sophia Christ Collective, right? Including a crystalline DNA activation. The only thing I'm going to add about that is, Elisa, I know you do toning when you do these transmissions, so just make sure you click that button that says
Oh, yes.
something.
Original sound for musicians. Okay. Is it noisy in my background? Can you hear me?
We can still hear you, but it's not as nice and clear as when you don't have it on.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
it's a give and take process.
Yeah, so it's up to you if you want to do it. Otherwise, you know, it just means we just won't hear, or sometimes you all hear the toning and I don't, so you know, it's possible. So I don't know. Up to you.
Yeah. Well, if it's legible, you know, if you can hear me,
it's fine.
then,
yeah, I think it's fine.
We can do this. Okay.
How is it for everybody else? How is the sound now when Elisa is speaking? Good? Yeah? Okay.
It's not like a fan in your ears.
No, it's fine. Everybody else, it's fine. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Good.
I like to make sure everybody's okay with it, you know. So even if I don't hear the tone, it's okay. As long as you all hear it well.
Okay. Okay. So, getting comfortable and thanking everyone for being here with us today for this beautiful co-creation. And as we move into this transmission, just allowing ourselves to get comfortable, releasing expectations of what could take place now, and just trusting in and having faith that this process will meet each of us exactly where we are in the present moment, in service to our highest good. So, taking a seat or lying down wherever you may be, taking a few deep breaths. Calling forth Divine Mother and the Sophia Christ Collective to support this transmission of here and now. Calling forth our Oversoul in accordance with the highest expression of our blueprint and the highest divine law and order. Feeling the light of the great central sun flowing down and through our central channels, easily and effortlessly clearing, cleansing, and transmuting all frequencies not aligned with the highest expression of Sophia Christ light. As we move into the container of the womb of all creation, we feel ourselves instantly being transported into this womb of all creation. As we are floating within the womb, feeling the Christos light up, down, side to side, and all around us, this plasma light that feels like a hug from Divine Mother. It feels soft and gentle and yet powerful. And it has memory, a cellular memory of every experience, every thought, every word, every action, every behavior, every emotion that we've ever experienced. There is a record of it here. And as we come into this awareness of this intelligence, we set our intention. What do I desire to experience more of? And what do I desire to release? Knowing that as we set this intention, as God creator beings, we set the intention and it becomes manifest. So having faith and trusting that when I set an intention, that is exactly what takes place. So feeling the freedom, feeling the infinite light. What is it that you desire to release? What is it that you desire to experience more of? Floating into the heart center now, flowing Divine Mother, placing her hand upon the heart center, flowing down and through into the heart, deeper and deeper and deeper. And as we witness the core of the heart, this radiant beam of diamond light, feeling this radiant beam of diamond light glowing brighter and brighter and brighter. Seeing the light language and the wisdom from this divine intelligence that is our sacred crystal lotus heart, expanding and speaking to us, feeling the expansion of this light language that we can personally translate, and it speaks to us in new ways. What is it that I desire to experience? What is it that I desire to feel? Knowing that within this infinite cosmic womb of creation, all is possible, all is available. So feeling Divine Mother amplifying this crystal lotus heart within the chest, within the heart, feeling it flowing rainbow diamond light in all directions into each and every cell of our physical, mental, emotional, and spirit bodies. Feeling the resonance of the law of one, unity consciousness. clearing the throat chakra. I release all blockages to the fullest expression of my authentic self. I am free to be me. I am safe to be seen. I am safe to be me. I am my true authentic self, and I release all blockages of shame, victim, victimizer, self-sabotage, unworthiness, not enough. I thank them for their wisdom, and I release them here and now into the cosmic womb of all creation. I speak my truth with ease and grace. I am that I am. I speak my truth with ease and grace. I am that I am. I speak my truth with ease and grace. I am that I am. Karaya sa ata la Christella, Christella, Christella. Feeling the holy light of Sophia flowing down and through the central channel into the crown chakra, flowing down and past through the third eye and the throat and the heart, through the solar plexus and the sacral and the root, grounding and anchoring us in to the crystalline core of Sophia Gaia, feeling us seated upon a lotus within the sacred crystal heart of Sophia Gaia. The lotus within our heart opens and expands, and we feel complete. We feel whole, we feel abundant. We feel the true self and the divine intelligence of the true self emanating through each and every cell. I am complete, I am whole. I am complete, I am whole. I am complete, I am whole. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Divine Mother reaches out her hand and invites us to step upon a path of lily pads as we walk with her through the blueprint of our lives, engaging in the holy essence of Sophia, painting our realities in the highest light of our joy, feeling Divine Mother melting away all of our sorrows, all of our fears, as we return to our physical body. She returns with us. We feel her within our hearts. We return to our physical bodies, and we feel the love of the Divine Mother within our hearts, within our DNA, within our crystalline structure, within the new earth. We are standing upon the new earth. We are one. I am divine love. I am. So feeling the peace, feeling the stillness as we come back into the here and now. Feeling the intelligence within ourselves of all that's taken place today to support our embodiment of Law of One. Feeling the gratitude for ourselves to show up in this way, supporting the expansion and the integration of the new earth within each of us. Taking our time, coming back when we're ready.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was feeling a lot in my left eye. I know there's a lot of eye stuff going on, and somebody posted in the chat too about a lot of eye stuff, but I felt a lot, like for me today has been a lot of third eye activity for sure going on. Right. So that's usually an activation, an opening, a clearing, etc. But that was really quite powerful. Thank you. How's everybody doing? And yes, lots of yawning for sure. Carrie says,
Thank you.
beautiful. Thank you. Very gentle toning. Thank you. Lots of yawning. Yep. I was still yawning after I finished as well. I'm still yawning. So
Yeah, thank you. That was beautiful. Like I feel it. I feel this just clearing. It's just a wonderful feeling.
what did the Om chant mean? The Om Mani Padme Hum?
What does Om Mani Padme Hum mean?
Yeah.
For me, it resonates with compassion. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a fire of compassion that goes into the cells and resonates with at that frequency to release, you know, those, all that's in polarity to it.
Wow, thank you for the experiencing. Yawning also, me too. Felt it in my heart. Wonderful experience, lots of physical vibrations. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, ladies, for this expansive and uplifting call. Love the transmission. Awesome, good. It is mantra of Buddha Padmasambhava. I can't even say it, but yes.
Yeah.
Tina says, well, I'm thinking that I was tired earlier. It's just the energies I'm receiving. I went out the first minute and came back as the process was done. Good. Good.
Seems to be a common experience lately.
Yeah. Cindy says, thank you so much for this powerful and beautiful process, like being held in a warm blanket of love and light. I did not want to come back. Yes, definitely can relate to that for sure. Awesome. Thank you. Gail says, I felt my shoulders open and relaxed as I held hands and a fist pump with the Divine Mother. Nice.
Awesome. I love that.
Oh, beautiful. Sarah says, that was calming. I woke up after another of my recurring nightmares about chaos and have been in a bit of a panic all day. Well, I'm glad that was calming for you. Awesome. And for those of you who we didn't get a chance to ask your question, if you want to type your question in the Facebook group, I'm sure Elisa can respond to you there. Okay.
Yeah, I can monitor that for sure.
Ina says that mantra is inscribed on my full moon Tibetan singing bowl. Yeah.
Hey, love it.
Nice. Good. So wow. Any last words of wisdom, Elisa, from yourself, from the guides, from Divine Mother? Sarah says, just lost my third friend in 3 weeks. Oh, my goodness, my heart goes out to you.
Yeah, mine too.
I
That's
can't
really
imagine.
As far as last words of wisdom go, I think I just want to share my deep gratitude and reverence for all of us, all of you on this call. You know, this beautiful co-creative experience wouldn't be possible without each of us contributing our energy. So I just want to thank you all for inviting me and for being open to receiving these transmissions. Thank you.
Beautiful, thank you. And there was a message from Tina earlier about her grandson, I think has a fever. So we're sending blessings to your grandson, Tina. He's in the ER. Oh my goodness. He's in the ER with a high temperature. Okay, well, yeah, definitely sending blessings to your grandson. Yeah, for sure. And sending blessings to you as well, Sarah. I can't imagine. That's a lot. Yeah. And this was, like I always say this, but go back and watch and listen to this call again. Go back and do the process, the original clearing process that Elisa took us through earlier. And then, of course, the main process that we just did, but also all the questions that were asked and answered. There's messages in there for all of us, not just for the person that asked the question, right? So be willing to receive the message that is right for you, okay? The information, wisdom, that is right for you as well. Gosh, I think
And join the course if you're feeling called.
yeah. When did you say it was again? February 26th?
Yeah, it starts on February 26th.
Yeah, so it starts on February 26th, 7 weeks, and package B is with a personal session. So if you'd like to work with Elisa more deeply in the personal session, please do so. Again, I had a personal session with her back in November, December, maybe October, I don't even know. And then I had one again today, and yeah, both different, but both amazing. So it is about transformation. It's about what you're willing to receive, and it's also about what you're willing to release and let go, right? So, and sometimes it's just about getting clarity or getting a different perspective on things as well, right? That can come through during the speaking part or during the channeling that Elisa does. So
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank
you
you.
so much for having me, Shefali. It's such a blessing. You're
absolutely
such a beautiful community.
Oh, thank you. Yes, they are wonderful. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will send you a message, Elisa, because I had a thought during this call, so I'll send you a message. But thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us, for sharing your time with us. Our Inner Circle community call will be tomorrow, so please join us then. I can't talk anymore, so my voice is going. So I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, and until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings. Bye for now, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.